Hi, friends. How are you? Hi, parents. I have all these books, guys. I went to the thrift store today. They had a sale today, and I bought all of these books. And I really wanted to show you what I got. So let me slide them over. I have this book. This is a counting book. It was $1.99. I want to read this to you, but I'm not going to read it today. I also got this book too. This one is a book of sleep. Somebody's going to sleep in this book. This one was only $1.49. Both of those are hard books. Hard, like this one. I also got this book. This is about colors, and it's also a bilingual book, which means that it talks in 2 different languages. Okay, it says English and Italian. And since I can read English, that's what we got. I also got this Busy Baby First 100 Animals. Now, I already have a book like this, a big book on my channel with the first 100 animals, but this is a new one. It's a smaller one. I got it for $1.49, and this book has different animals in it. I wonder if it's going to do as well as my other book. Oh, I said I'm not going to read them. I'm going to read it though, but not today. This is going to be a good book because my other book, that's 100 First Animals, has 52,000 views. So I'm wondering how well this one is going to do. I can't wait to read it. I also got this book. This is a book about colors, and it's about trains. And so I got this one. This one is another hard book. Hard books are hard to tear up. That's why I get them, because these have good pictures, and it's hard for kids, little children, to tear those kinds of books up. I also got some other kinds of books because I realized some of my friends don't, go with the little teeny readers, but, they can read by themselves. So this is a beginner reader book, and it is Pete the Cat's Family Road Trip. Pete the Cat. And so it's his family road trip book. This one was only 99 cents. Got this one. This is a Scooby-Doo book, and this is an alien book. I knew some friends might like this because, it's got some goose or something on there, aliens, and Scooby's looking like, what in the world's going on? This one I read a little bit while I was at the thrift store, so this is going to be cool. I used to watch Scooby-Doo when I was a kid, so this is a good story book. It's a cartoon. And I got several Franklin books. I think 3 altogether. I think I have 3 of them all together. This one is Franklin and the Thunderstorm. This one is Franklin and the Tooth Fairy. And this one is Franklin and Harriet. So Harriet might be related to Franklin, but we have to wait and see. I'm telling you what, friends, it's all kinds of good books at the thrift store. And do you see these corners? These corners says, I'm on TV. And that means you can watch Franklin on your local public television station if you don't have a cable channel. So these books were only $1 also. Got those. And then this one is a cool book. I think it's going to be cool when it's nearing Christmas. This is Ned's New Old Sled. And this one is all about them having fun in the, what's that white stuff? It's really cold outside, and they got on a hat, and they got on a coat, and they have some sleighs. Oh, okay, so that must mean that they are in the snow. Okay, now how about this one? This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. See, I used to watch this when I was little, not so little, but a young adult. That's when I used to watch it. And I know some of the turtle episodes. So this one's going to be pretty cool because this is a step 4. So this is for those friends who are in 2nd and 3rd grade, it says. But friends who are in 1st grade sometimes are really good readers, and they might not be able to read all of the words, but they're starting to read. And this is why I got reading books for different age groups, because I know that some of us can read when we're little, like 6 and 7 years old, and some of us can read even better when we're 10, 11. So guess what? We're going to listen to Tanta read. I'm going to be reading, and it says reading paragraphs. That means this is a pretty long story, and it's okay because they are also on TV. They have videos, movies, right? And they're on TV. This one is a phonics reader that you probably would have gotten maybe in school or something. And it's called Hen's Pens. So that's a rhyming word. And this hen has these pens. We'll find out what's going to happen in this story. This probably is going to be a good one. This is a hard book, but it's regular soft pages. And it is Two Bad Mice. That's the title of it. 2 bad mice. Wonder what the mice are going to do. This is just one mouse. So we will see what happens in this story. The classic tale. I've never read this story before, but I got this book because it's probably going to be good. And it was only $1 too. Now, guys, look at this. This is 5-minute fairy tales. Look at this book. This is a really big book. The pages are gold on the edges. Oh man, this is going to be a good book. I only paid $3, guys. $3 for this book and 49 cents. And inside this book is a whole lot of stories. Let's look inside. I'm not going to read. I just wanted to show you because this book has a lot of stories. So this word says contents. And contents means it tells you what's inside the pages of the book. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 stories inside of this book. 27. I know these numbers weren't the same numbers I was reading. It would have been the same thing if I had gone down the words. This is just a list of numbers, not the numbers in order, okay? We're not going over numbers right now, but I just counted them to find out how many stories are inside this book. In here we have Snow White, Puss in Boots, Rapunzel, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Cinderella, Felicia and the Magic Doll, The Honest Woodcutter, Jack and the Beanstalk, 12 Dancing Princesses, The Frog Prince, The Nightingale, Hansel and Gretel, The Selfish Giant, The Princess and the Pea, George and the Dragon, Sleeping Beauty, The Elves and the Shoemaker, 3 Golden Flowers, 3 Little Pigs, The Little Dutch Boy, The Ugly Duckling, The Flying Prince, Rumpelstiltskin, Little Red Riding Hood, The Lion and the Mouse, The Goose Girl, The Gingerbread Man. And all of these stories are inside of this one book. It's kind of like our Bible story book. It has all of these stories inside, and someone took really good care of this book. And I said, boy, oh boy, this is a good storybook. And for $3, I have got to buy it and read all of these stories to my friends. So this was the reason I made this video, because I got this book with all of those other ones. And guys, guess what? This book is a little bit beat up, but I'm going to add a little piece of tape to the edge, and we're going to secure it so that it doesn't get all messed up, because it probably fell a couple of times and it got all bumped up, and we want to make sure that it doesn't get all messy. And then the spine, which is this part of the book, will be off. And we don't want that to happen. We always want to take really good care of our books, because our books help us to read and build vocabulary and help us to talk smart, because we have a whole lot of words that we know. And so reading is the magic key. It's also the special key that takes you where you want to be. I got this book for $2. $2, guys. Somebody knows this is Clifford. And Clifford has his own television show too, with, I think her name is Elizabeth. But Clifford the Big Red Dog. This has 6 of Clifford's stories inside. Let's see. Look how tall he is. His great big feet. Look at Clifford. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the introduction is not a story. It's just telling us about the book, telling us about the character and things like that. But the first story is Clifford the Big Red Dog. And then Clifford at the circus. And then Clifford gets a job. And then Clifford takes a trip. And then Clifford's good deeds. And then Clifford's tricks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories inside this book. And I got it for $2, guys, and 49 cents. Okay. I know some of my friends don't know what I'm talking about when I say $2.49. This is another counting book. Do you know what book this is? Have you ever seen the movie 101 Dalmatians? Dalmatian plantation home. See, I know that story because I have the movie. And I've watched it a lot of times with my children and with my grandson. And so this is Pongo and this is Purdy. And we're going to read all about the 101 Dalmatians in this story. And we're going to do some counting. So this book was only $1.49. Just $1. So guys, some of my friends have a piggy bank. And you are going to say, Mommy, can we go buy books? Tanta said we can go to a thrift store. They have a lot of books. Yes. Now, guys, this one is the Jungle Book, the classic tale of the Jungle Book. This boy here, his name is Mowgli. And before I knew about the Jungle Book, I used to read a book to my children that was titled Hiawatha. And it reminded me of Mowgli. And so, do you see this book, guys? I almost did not buy this book because I said, let me move these over. Because I said, my friends are going to be laughing and somebody's going to think, why did she buy that book? Well, I didn't make the book. I didn't design the book. Okay. The person who draws the pictures is the illustrator. They drew these pictures, not Tanta. So while you're thinking, why doesn't he have any clothes on? Well, Tarzan doesn't have any clothes on either. He just has a piece of cloth like that across his bottom area. But Mowgli, in this story, sometimes he doesn't have any clothes on. And I said, oh boy, should I get this or not? But I remember when I taught school, Rudyard Kipling is a very good author, and he writes good stories. So I said, I'm going to buy this book anyway. And the friends who get to watch and listen will watch and listen. This is a really good book. You see, this is called a dust cover, and so you can take it off. But look, the hardcover book is made just, there is a sticker on here. Oh, hold on. Okay. So the hardcover book is made just like it, and it has the same beautiful pictures as this dust cover. And so I just wanted to share with my friends that Mowgli doesn't have any clothes on, and this book was $2.49. But this is a lovely story because I have the movie of this, and I also have another small book downstairs somewhere in my basement. I'm trying to put the cover back on now. I have another small book in my basement somewhere of Mowgli. But Mowgli doesn't have any clothes on, guys. And I wanted my parents to know up front that if you don't want your friends to listen to the Mowgli story, because see, he's a grown-up now. He's got a piece of cloth on. But when he was a baby, I'm just going to show you some pictures. He has no clothes on. He's a baby. He grew up with the wolves. Where's his mommy? I don't know where his mommy is. And there he is again, being a baby with no clothes on. But you can't see anything because that wolf is right there. And he's sitting over here again. He doesn't have any clothes on, but you can't see anything. But he's amongst the animals, and the animals don't know that he doesn't have any clothes on. And we have got to change our mindset when we think about the people who drew these pictures, because we're listening for the story, and that's all we're listening for. And so Mowgli is a bigger boy. He's probably about 11 or 12 years old. He still doesn't have any clothes on, guys. He's sitting on Bagheera and he doesn't have any clothes on. And now he's even bigger and he still doesn't have any clothes on. But guess what, friends? We don't have any clothes on when we're in the bathtub either. But we're not looking at Mowgli's body. We're looking at the monkeys and we're listening to the story. And this is a good story. So I said, well, perhaps I should give Mowgli some clothes because I don't want my friends to think something. And then I said, well, will I be messing up the book? Maybe I'll be messing up the book because we don't write in books, guys. But I'm going to get a brown marker and I'm going to make Mowgli some pants of some sort. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but because we have some people who might feel like, well, why are we looking at this book and this person doesn't have any clothes on? I don't know why adults would think like that. All I know is I did not make this book, neither did I draw the pictures for this book. And so I'm just going to act like an artist here and give Mowgli a little bit of some clothing just so that it doesn't appear the way somebody wants to read into it. That's what I'm going to do, just so we can enjoy our story together and it will be okay. I tried to explain to my friends how there is this little baby and he grows up to be a boy and then a young man, like a grown-up, and he doesn't have any clothes on. And I almost left this in the store, but you would have missed out on all of this nice reading because this one book has a few stories in it about Mowgli as he's growing up and coming along. And you don't want to not know the Mowgli story all about the Jungle Book. You got to hear about Shere Khan, and you got to hear about Bagheera, and you got to know what is going on with this. It's a great story, guys. So I said to myself, just get it. Maybe I will give Mowgli some clothes, and maybe not. So I don't think I messed the book up too bad like that. I just gave him a little bit of covering, and I'm going to go back just a page or two and see if there is something I should do on those pages, because he's not going to get a shirt. We're going to keep him without a shirt. Okay? So he's sitting on Bagheera up here. And let's just make sure that we give him just a little bit of covering, because I want my friends to hear this story. And it's going to be fun, guys. Okay? So I don't want you to write in your books, though. Don't write in your books, guys, because that's not what we do with books. And if your parent should go to a library and rent a book for you, that's like borrowing a book from the library. You have to return it so the next person can read and listen to a story. You cannot write in the books. And so, because this is my own book, I'm doing it, and I'm doing it very, very carefully so that it can look like this Jungle Boy has on some type of clothing at the bottom. That's what I'm doing, just a little bit of marking. And I'm trying to make sure that it matches the page so that it looks like it belongs in there like that. Okay? That's what I did. We got to dry it so it won't stick to the next page, like I hope this one did not. It didn't. Okay? So let me find a piece of paper to put in there, because I don't want it to stick to the next page. This one did not. We'll put a piece of paper here too. And let's keep looking and see if we find our little Mowgli. I'm not going to put any clothes on him as a baby, because he's a baby. And babies they need a diaper. And he's not going to have one. And so he's sitting here with all of the monkeys all around everywhere. And they're listening to him because he can talk animal language. And that's because he grew up in the jungle. And so that's all he knows, is how to make these animal sounds. And the animals understand him. And so that's what we're doing here. Just giving Mowgli a little bit of covering here. Just a wee bit. So when we get to the story, we will be ready. And it won't be a problem. All right, let's come down here a little bit. I was trying to make sure that I put it in here just so it doesn't look like we really marked the book up. Okay? All right. Is that looking all right? Maybe somebody is saying, Well, you shouldn't have written in it. It's okay. It's your book. Well, I had someone on a channel before when I brought out my Barbies. I dressed my Barbies in paint. I painted them underclothes and put on my Barbie dolls because now Barbies are completely naked and they have some type of understanding to their nakedness. But then I had someone say something to someone else about how their child unsubscribed to my channel because I showed the dolls with no clothes. I don't know why grown-ups are like that, because it's nothing perverted about a doll without clothes on unless there is a type of behavior that is happening that shows something inappropriate. But people have their own minds and you just cannot think for other people. So this is why I'm just trying to, stay in, my own, I don't know how I want to say it. I don't want to really say like in my own lane, because in my own lane says, I bought this book, somebody else made this book, I'm reading this book. You don't like it, just click off or something. I don't know. But I wanted my friends to hear this story because it's a good story. And so I said, okay, let me just maybe, do what I had thought, which is to give Mowgli a little cloth covering. That's it. And so that's where we are with that. Okay? I'm sure somebody can appreciate it while somebody else, is, I don't know, in some kind of way. But guess what? That's where we are with it, and it's all good. So we are just making some clothing. We can't see anything. There is nothing exposed that says that this is, inappropriate for a child. If I was reading it in school, school might feel some kind of way today too. But then they have all these other things that they allow in school, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're not even going to discuss it because these things that are happening in schools and places, is not okay. But friends, I know that little people have no clue what Tanta is talking about. But I also know that some parents are watching my content and that they watch my videos and the shorts, and they're on my Instagram page too. So I wanted to make sure that I went ahead and had this little conversation and share with my friends the books that I bought today for them so that they can hear these great and wonderful stories, and so that I could just go ahead and do something here with this. Okay? That's where we are. Everything's all right now, I think. Okay? And that's Mowgli's heel of his foot. So we're not going to paint on top of his foot. We're just trying to give it a little bit of covering, as we've said 12 times already. Okay? Just a little bit. And let's see what else we see. See? And they made sure that when they was doing it, that, the child was covered, because somebody has common sense, and here we go. So this little pot that could be, a cooking pot or a lantern of some sort is right there covering him up. But we'll go ahead and keep it in sync so that, he just has a color on the handle, but it's okay. Just come on around. And this should make somebody feel better. Okay. Now, the other part of that is back here somewhere. So we're not going to worry about it. And that's that. When I pass this book back to the thrift store, it'll be already fixed for the next person, because whoever bought it had it and they passed it on, and now I have it. So the next person, see that? Now this is shadowed, right? And so the shadow is all across his legs and places like that. And it's not really that he has any clothing on. It's just the night shadows of all of the things that's going on in the picture. So there we're not going to color in because he has a covering already. And then here, see, this is how it was. And Hiawatha was just like this, walking through the wood in the jungle. The animals don't know no different. They just know who this boy is, and that's it. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and do something here, because I don't want the friends to feel like, why he doesn't have any clothes on, you know? They don't understand it either. So, you know, I don't want to have to talk through it while I'm reading. So we just do it this way and everything will be okay. Okay? And there you go. And just like that, thank God for Sharpies, because if I had to use black, it wouldn't have been good. But I have colors that are Sharpies, and my regular Crayola markers would have rubbed right off. So we're doing okay. Getting it together here. All right. And then let us go to the next page. It's like Tanta is not reading. Okay? He's a small boy here. He looks bigger in some of the pictures than he does here. But this is the only picture that I saw of all of them that looked like, oh, he doesn't have any clothes on. And he doesn't. But somebody else made this book, friends, not Tanta. And all these other people have on clothes, but they come from a different type of living. You see, they have on their clothes. But Mowgli doesn't have a family. He was raised with the pack of wolves. And so he doesn't have any clothes. Nobody gave him any because there are no people where he comes from. They're just animals. And so when he walks in, the people are probably looking like, well, where are your family members? And I'm sure he's going to have some type of conversation, but we have to wait until we read the story. Because at this point, he's looking at them like, well, what is that you have on? What are you wearing? Because he doesn't know what it is. And why doesn't he know? Because he's never seen clothes before. He's only seen fur and leaves and grass and trees. And that's it. And so now we can't really see. But I know that if I was in my classroom at school, my friends would have been busting out laughing. They would have been cracking up and they wouldn't have been paying attention to the story. And I may have had to close the book and choose another story. While some friends would have been saying, please, please, Miss Howard, please, let's read it. Right. They would have wanted to hear the story. So now we have something on the little boy. Okay. This is the only page that I thought, okay, we might need to do something here. But maybe not. And so little did I know that I was going to actually do this tonight with this book, because I had not planned to. I have to move my tripod around so you can see. All right. We're going to keep on. They brought him into their home, looks like, and they didn't give him any clothes. He's sitting right there with nothing. Okay? And so we will continue here. But we already saw some pages that showed that he had some clothes on. So in a minute, we'll probably see that. Okay. All right. And now, put that up a little bit. Okay. All right. And now we need paper for this page. Let's see. I've got to get another piece of paper. This is a longer video than I thought. Okay, and now guys, look, on the other side, Mowgli has on clothes, and these boys are looking at him like, look at him. He didn't have any clothes, and now he's got his clothes on. Look at him. Look at him. They're not too happy about him wearing clothes. Look. So we'll have to see. Mowgli feels quite awkward with these clothes on. Look at his face. He doesn't look very happy about these clothes. And the boys that are snickering behind him, talking about him with his clothes on. Okay? So it's okay. We will get to it. Mowgli's got that on. We'll see what's going to happen when we read. Okay. Where is he? I don't know. Oh, he's here. There's another boy here. See, their little boys wear this kind of thing. And Mowgli is right there with all of these clothes on, looking like the grown-ups. Okay? Now he's sitting over there on top of one of those ox or yaks or something like that. An ox or a yak or whatever it is. Okay? And then it looks like it's a yak. Okay? But we'll read about that probably. And these are just animals. And let's turn another page. And Mowgli still has on his clothing here, so we don't have to do anything there. And he still has on clothing there. And he's got on clothing there. And he's got on clothing on this side. And he still has on his clothes. And up there, right there. He's still got his clothes on. Okay. And then these are the people. And these are all of the animals. Okay. And here's that picture that we looked at. Mowgli is standing back there. Maybe this princess is going to be his wife. I don't know. And this is the end. It says the end. And Mowgli still has his clothes on. So, there we go. That is a good book. We haven't read it yet, but we got a chance to talk about the pictures that are in the book and create some clothing for Mowgli. And then there are only 2 books left, guys. And this one is my book. Somebody had something attached here, but it's gone now. So I'm not sure what that was. Maybe it was the crayons or whatever it was. Yep, it says Cool Milky Crayons. So they use those, but these pages are black. All of them are black. And somebody started one right there and right there. But there are a lot of pictures in here that are not colored. And I thought this was pretty cool. That's colored. And that one. But it's a lot of them in here that are not colored. And I was wondering, how would I color these? But I have some oil pastel crayons, and maybe they might work. So I got this because maybe I will color a page or two with you all, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll see. Okay, and so that's that. And this one is Tanta's book because I color these types of pages on my other channel. I have 2 YouTube channels, so my other channel is where I color pages like this. In fact, I was working on one last night. And so, guys, I'll show you a little peep of it. This is the one that I'm currently working on my other channel. I started this last night, and I have to finish a part 2 of it. And so, if you want to leave a comment, you cannot leave one here on this channel, but what you can do is you can go to Tanta's Room on Instagram and you can leave a comment there. But you can certainly like this video, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And I sure would love if you would join the family here. I appreciate every subscriber, every viewer, all the likes, and all the views that I've been getting here on this channel. Thank you so much for your support and your love for my channel and what I do over here to read to your children and try and give some foundational education for the littlest ones. And so thank you for being here, and thank you for watching this video. And if you drop any comments, remember it's over at Tanta's Room on Instagram. So until the next time, guys, everyone be well.